Good day, rescuers of the Republic. I'm Unsilent, and we're back with more Star Trek 25th Anniversary. The game that says 25th Anniversary on the cover and came out on the 26th anniversary of Star Trek. Should have been out in 91, came out in 92, but you know what? It's 25 years old now, so we're doing the 26th anniversary game that's called 25th Anniversary on its 25th anniversary, and we have reached the finale of Star Trek 25th Anniversary. So hopefully you've caught up on the other 11 episodes so far, as we have reached auxiliary control of the smashed USS Republic. A ship called USS Enterprise NCC-1701 apparently did the damage to this, but it wasn't us. So who the hell was it? That's what we have to find out. So, when we were last here, we had just broken into auxiliary control. Oh, that's right, nobody had anything interesting to say, so I was going to look around and see what there was.
Federation standard record decks.
Record decks, record decks, record decks.
You take the record decks.
What an odd pronunciation. So these
are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls for the Republic. Though they are intact, the ship is in no condition to move under her own power.
That's one of our goals, is to get the ship under power.
This is a standard input-output slot for record decks.
Okay, so we can plug in the record decks there.
This is the Republic's auxiliary control room. It appears to be in better shape than the main bridge.
And if you watched the last episode, you know that for a fact.
The auxiliary control room view screen is still operating. It is displaying a view of empty space.
Now, this is a screen unlike in the rebooted Star Trek, where it's kind of more like a window.
This is the impulse power allocation control. Indicators currently show no power output from the impulse engines.
Well, that's what we're here to try and fix.
Damage from the battle has disabled the ship's main computer.
Oh, good. All right, well, I suppose we can put the... one of these is the record decks, and one of these is the... This is probably the record decks, because this is the engineering symbol. So, but we might want to plug the engineering stuff in there as well.
Captain's log. Stardate 6087.6. The Republic is currently approaching the Vardane system. Sensors have detected unusual energy fluctuations near one of the Vardanian moons. Starfleet has ordered us to investigate.
That's it? Can we do it again? We got like 4 decks.
Captain's log. Stardate 6087.8. We are under attack by 2 unidentified ships. I don't know how they could have approached undetected. They must have some kind of cloaking device, although there are no reports of Romulans in this sector.
Well, Patterson, you'd know if they were Romulans.
Captain's log. Stardate 6088.1. We have successfully driven off our assailants. Major damage has been sustained by our warp engines. Communications has reported that USS Enterprise is in sector. I requested Mr. Scott's assistance in repairing damage to the Republic. With luck, we will be fully operational in a couple of days.
So you even thought it was the Enterprise from a distance. Weird.
Captain's log, Stardate 6088.5. First Officer Andrade commanding. The Enterprise has inexplicably opened fire upon us. Captain Patterson has been mortally wounded. We have sustained major damage to all systems. Impulse power is out. We cannot understand why.
There are no more log decks, Captain.
Okay. But we know it wasn't us, and Starfleet knows it wasn't us. But then who the hell was it? Let's plug in the engineering things into here. Oh, Spock will handle that for us. A little close.
And I have examined the engineering journals. According to Chapter 18, we can run...
Jim, do we really need a lesson in starship engineering?
No.
Spock, just tell me if they will help.
Why, yes, Captain.
Good. So now we just have to find another length of cable somewhere. Alright. Well, it's a start. You don't have much else to work with right now. So we can see if there's another length of cable. We've looked... I don't remember looking for a length of cable here in the bridge. But the length of cable was hanging down from the ceiling, and I don't think we can grab...
You are on what's left of the bridge of the USS Republic.
Okay. So not here, then. We'll have to... there. There wasn't anything on auxiliary control. There wasn't anything there. But we have to go down to the sick bay in order to get to here. I like this, though. Like, breaking up the little sections like this, it's nice. It's different than some of the other stuff we've had, so we can go back to engineering, look for a cable there. Where haven't we been? We have not been to the transporter room yet. Oh, my. Sorry, I said that wrong. Oh, my.
This man is dead.
He is very dead. Like, he has been put through the floor dead. How dead is he, Bones?
This person's dead, Jim.
Very dead. But we found a power cable, so, I mean, that's a thing.
You pick up a length of cable.
So we might be able to restore power now, but I just want to take a look at the transporter room. How bad is the transporter room? It is actually in surprisingly good condition from the looks of it. Mr. Spock?
The transporter pads seem intact, Captain.
What about the transporter itself?
Oh, great. My favorite place in the ship. Wouldn't you know it would be in the best shape?
That's a thing, is Bones hating the transporter because it basically scans you, vaporizes you, and reassembles you atom by atom at your destination. And you wonder why transporter technology hasn't been invented yet.
I have a bad feeling about this place.
Although they have been working on it, so I mean, it's not like it's...
These controls set the coordinates for the transporter. This is the transporter chamber. The pads do not seem to be damaged.
They have been working on transporters. It's not, like, gotten very far yet. I remember someone telling me a few years ago that in China they had worked on, like, actual, like, teleportation transporters like this in Star Trek. And, like, they tried to transport an apple and it worked. It was rotten by the time it had, like, transported, and it transported all of, like, a foot, but still. Now, this hole in the wall, what's this?
These are the power conduits for the transporter system.
Like, does it need power to use? Like, do we have to put in a cable there?
The impulse engines are not generating any power for this system.
Oh, so we gotta start up the impulse engines. Great. Alright, well, I mean, we got the power cable, right? We've got the power cable. Spock has learned how to fix it using the technical engineering journals that we had picked up in the last episode. So we can use this. Yeah.
You connect a length of cable between the regulator circuits in the junction box.
Okay, are we in good shape now, Spock?
There has been a 0.0003 degradation in hull integrity in the last hour. There should be no danger, Captain.
Well, there would only be a danger if, like, you know, hull integrity was at, like, 0.001%, for example. But I'll take your word for it that we're in okay shape, Mr. Spock.
Remind me to compliment Mr. Scott on the efficiency of his engineering section.
Given that Mr. Scott has received a Starfleet citation on 5 occasions for efficiency, I do not see the logic in your suggestion, Doctor.
Well, aren't you a party pooper, Mr. Spock?
Tragic, Captain. This is one of the greatest disasters in Starfleet history.
Really, this? It's a starship. It's a starship, Keej. In the grand scheme of granted, I have, like, you know, in Star Trek lore, hundreds more years of, like, you know, of history to base that opinion off of. But I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, Mr. Keej, this is not one of the greatest tragedies. If we had turned coat and blown up the Republic, yes, it would be, but you're just a red shirt who probably isn't going to live to see the next mission anyway, so, you know, who cares? Mr. Spock, can you kick this thing into gear?
Please select an impedance.
Spock?
Captain, the information obtained from the engineering journals indicates the correct impedance setting to be 19,000 ohms.
Go ahead and adjust the settings, Spock.
I'd hate to have done that.
Power has now been restored, Captain.
There it is. It's lighting up. Awesome balls. I'd hate to have done that if we didn't read the journals and we're just kind of guessing and all of a sudden the ship just kind of grenades around you. That would be bad, okay? Alright, let's go back to auxiliary control and... Honestly, I'm not sure where the hell else to go. Oh, it's come back to life. Awesome. It's making all the right noises and everything. Alright, Mr. Spock.
I believe nothing needs to be said, Captain.
I'm glad this isn't the Enterprise.
If there's anything I can do, sir, just ask.
Alright, nobody has any opinions on anything.
No response.
Oh no, I wanted to look, not talk.
These are the auxiliary helm and navigation controls for the Republic. Though they are intact, the ship is in no condition to move under her own power.
What have you got over here?
This is a standard damage from the battle has disabled the ship's main computer.
So nothing new's happened, alright. Mr. Scott.
Enterprise here. We're still tracking the distress call. Are you all right, sir?
Yes, Uhura. Just wanted a status report. Kirk out.
Okay, never mind. Can we use...
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there.
Okay, can we use Spock on this?
These are the auxiliary helm and navigation.
Spock, what is the situation with the impulse engine?
There we go.
The main computer is too badly damaged to actively control the power circuits.
Mr. Spock, what is the status of the ship's computer?
There is extensive damage to the main processing unit of the ship's computer. It will take several days at a starbase to repair.
We don't have several days, Mr. Spock.
Unless we can find a suitable computational alternative, there will be no way to control the ship's systems.
That's just great, Spock. We don't exactly carry an M5 computer in our inventory.
Correct, Doctor. However, there may be another alternative. Linked tricorders, along with the circuits in the data reader, should have the processing power necessary to control a single starship system.
Thank goodness for parallel processing. I don't know what computers could do without it.
I get the feeling that's like a nod to whatever computers they were using to power this game back in the day. Can we use that with this? Alright, let's use the tricorder.
Spock crudely attaches the science tricorder to the computer console.
Alright.
Mr. Spock, what is the status of the ship's...
There is extensive...
We don't have several...
Okay, that's nothing new.
That's just great, Spock.
Correct, Doctor.
Thank goodness for...
So wait, parallel processing, can we use...
There's nothing there requiring...
No, but we have to plug that in as well, right?
Spock crudely attaches the medical tricorder to the computer console.
Both tricorders are rigged into the main computer's central processing unit. We now have enough computational power to control a single ship's system.
Excellent. How about shields? How about shields?
Look, an Elasi ship.
That ship was cloaked.
Fascinating.
Is that all you can say?
Captain, I suggest we try to raise the shields. I fail to see the logic in that action, Captain.
Mr. Spock, what is the status?
The tricorders...
No, just turn on something!
With impulse power online, and the tricorders performing computer control, I can divert power to...
Shields!
Weapons. Shields.
Shields are up, sir.
For the love of God!
We are being hailed by the Elasi, Captain.
On screen.
Green Spock.
Well, if it isn't Captain Kirk. Fancy meeting you out here all alone in such a shabby starship.
What do you want?
You should be more civil, considering your Enterprise is far away on a mercy mission helping that poor traitor.
It was a setup?
I can see why they made you Captain.
I assume since you haven't blasted us to bits, you want something.
Why, yes I do. It seems you failed to give one of my associates some rather important information.
The Masada, I presume. You want the locations of all your imprisoned comrades?
Yes, Kirk. The Republic's computers will have the data just as your Enterprise would. I give you 1 minute to comply.
Just try and get it. You can't threaten me.
We're gonna have to Wrath of Khan our way through... Oh wait, he's on his own ship. Shit, we can't Wrath of Khan him completely. Okay, so if we can't Wrath of Khan him completely, we're gonna have to bluff for time.
It will take time. The controls are smashed and the main computer's badly damaged. It will take hours to get power to the computer banks.
Isn't that almost the line from Wrath of Khan, actually? I mean, the first sentence is definitely a line from Wrath of Khan.
Just try and get it. You can't threaten me. It will take time.
So basically we have to go with number 2 if we don't want to die.
It will take hours to get
Khan, give me time. The controls are smashed. The main computer is badly damaged. Kirk, time is a luxury you can no longer afford. I will give you 60 seconds. You know, something like that, right? You know, it's things like that. You know, here's, oh, I'm such a nerd. I'm like fan of this. I'm fan of that. It's like when you start quoting lines, that's when someone might accuse you of being a fan.
Maybe I should just pump a few torpedoes into your shields and check it out for myself.
Ain't gonna be much of a ship then.
It'll fall apart if you fire on us. Then you'll never get the data.
All right, Kirk. We'll do it your way. I would rather not kill you. Besides, as an old friend that wants to meet you, I give you 30 minutes. And remember, no tricks.
Captain, the main computer is far beyond.
Shut up, Spock.
30 minutes then. Kirk out.
I knew that was coming. I had said it. I'm gonna cut it out in the edit so that way you don't hear me talking over McCoy saying, "Shut up, Spock." So, all right, we got 30 minutes to... What the hell are we gonna do in 30 minutes, people?
Fascinating. A cloaked Elasi.
I'm not one to overlook strategic implications, Mr. Spock, but we can save that for another time.
Somebody talk to me here. We need options.
Cloaked Elasi. I wonder who the old friend they mentioned is.
I don't know, Bones.
Captain, do you suppose the Elasi might have used cloaking technology to project a false image of a ship the Republic would trust?
That is beyond the Elasi's capabilities, Ensign.
That's good thinking, Keech. I'll give you that.
We don't have much time for talk. The Elasi are known for their punctuality.
All right. Mr. Spock.
With impulse power...
Weapons. Shield. Transporter circuits. Weapons.
I don't want to take down the shields. So our options are weapons, shields, and transporters. Shit. All right, keep it on shields.
Power has already been allocated to the shield, sir.
Well, bully for you, Keej. All right. Can we...
Turbo lift access is blocked by an extremely high radiation level.
Oh, yes, I can... The red is Oh, I can't... Yeah, I was going to say, I noticed this earlier, but I can't scroll up there. But you can see at the top, right-ish, that radiation is the red bits. So, yeah, we can't get there. We can't get to the turbo lift. Okay, then get me to the sick bay, then. And we will take this turbo lift down to the transporter room. Since the transporter room is the only way we can get to the weapons bay, hopefully.
This is the only access to the torpedo bay, Captain.
Yes, I came to that conclusion already.
We don't have much time.
All right, Keej.
Ready for your orders, sir.
This is it. We know what we have to do.
What is... Oh, we don't have tricorder. Great. Can we plug the fusion thingy into...
Spock, would it be possible to connect the fusion power pack directly into the transporter power circuits?
Fascinating. It can be done. However, the transporter will only be able to transport a single person.
Do it, Spock.
It's a necessary thing to do because we don't want to take the power away from the shields. Huzzah! It worked.
This is the only access to the...
Shut up, Spock. All right,
I fail to see the logic in that action, Captain.
All right.
Captain, there are no coordinates set for the transporter.
Well, what do you mean there's no coordinates?
Fail to see the...
Is that... You really have to click a specific spot on the control panel to set coordinates.
It is fully functional, but I do not see the logic in using it at this time, Captain. The Enterprise is out of range for transport. This unit is fully... Captain, there are no
This is a glitch that is in the game.
This unit is fully functional, but I do not see the logic in using it at... This is the only This unit is fully functional, but I do not...
Now, this is a glitch that is in the game, where it is possible for Mr. Spock to not set the transporter controls to the weapons bay. I'm not entirely sure how the hell you get around it. This mission was a rebuild of the original version. The original version did not go over well. It was short. It was basically show up. Brittany there from the last episode wasn't quite as dead. And so you find out, oh, that somebody attacked them, and you beam back to the Enterprise, and then you get into a battle. It's a little stretched out. When they rebuilt it, it did get a bit glitchy as all get out. Alright, I'm not sure what the hell I'm going to do now that it's glitched out. I guess I could try reloading the game. I guess I'm going to try that, and we'll catch you in a minute.
2 hours later.
Alright, thanks to the magic of GOG, I figured out what... Oh, there's the Elasi ship again.
Captain, look! An Elasi ship!
That ship was cloaked.
Fascinating.
Is that all you can say?
Captain, I suggest we try to raise the shields.
Now, according to GOG, that's the wrong thing to do. I looked at the GOG support page, and they actually have the workaround in order to keep the game from screwing up. So, we've heard this part before. You want to do weapons here, if you're using the GOG version, and presumably if you're using the Steam version.
Weapon systems, Captain.
Captain, I suggest we try to raise the shields.
Because the second you raise shields, and we figured...
Mr. Spock, what is the condition of the fire control system?
Weapons control is functioning properly. However, there appears to be a jam in the primary loading mechanism. Captain, the torpedo loading system is malfunctioning. To clear it, we will have to physically examine the mechanism. Currently, all turbolift access to the torpedo bay is blocked by a hull breach. It is imperative that we get the weapons online.
So, you need to power up the weapon system as the first thing you do, according to GOG, in order to trigger Spock into realizing you gotta fix the weapons bay.
Shields are up, sir.
Because if you go to shields, you'll never be able to figure out anything else. And you'll never be able to progress past... Spock will never be able to put it together that you have to, go in and fix the weapons. I figured, okay, if you can't take down the shields and divert that weapon, or divert that power, you have to go in manually and do something in the weapons bay because from the transporter room, because you can't get in there directly. Now we just gotta go through this whole sequence again, but I will see you in the transporter room.
Yes, I do.
Alright, if I've done this correctly, and I'm hoping that I have done this correctly, Mr. Spock, when asked to program coordinates into the transporter, will program coordinates into the transporter for...
Transporter systems are operational, Captain. Coordinates have been set to the photon torpedo loading bay.
To the torpedo loading bay. So what we need is Mr. Spock to...
Keith, I want you to beam into the torpedo bay and unjam the loading mechanism. If you don't succeed, we'll all be on permanent shore leave in an Elasi jail.
I'll do my best, sir.
Yes, that's the other thing to mention in GOG is how to progress from that point where you're in the auxiliary control to actually beaming your ensign, as they say, down to the...
Reach the torpedo loading bay, Captain. It's not too badly damaged, fortunately.
What's causing the malfunction in the loading mechanism?
The inner loading door is stuck in the closed position. Now, I can force it open, but when the loading cycle is begun, the room will lose pressure. We won't be able to beam back here again.
Do it, Ensign. We'll just have to gamble that the system doesn't jam again.
The door's open, Captain. I'm ready to transport back.
Beam him back, Spock.
And just when I thought he was going to get sucked out into space... Well, I guess there's still probably an opportunity for a red shirt death, but... So presumably, now that we've got weapons working again, we're going to be able to just pump a torpedo into that ship and save the day. Hopefully. But there's only one way to find out. We have to get back to sickbay, and then we have to get back to auxiliary control. It's a good thing that sickbay is just a short turbo lift jump from the auxiliary control, because if this plan goes wrong, we are going to need the sickbay, assuming the ship holds together that long. Alright, so, how do I want to do this? If we tell them that we've got our thing, does that... Oh, it's flashing green here on the weapons console, so that means we're in good shape. Now, if we give them a buzz, does that... Can we trick them into lowering their shields?
Well, Captain Kirk, I trust you and your valiant crew have retrieved the data I requested.
Not yet. We're having trouble accessing all the data files. Yes, we have. You'll have to beam over and get it, though. The computer's subspace transmitter is out. Not yet. Yes, we have. You'll have to beam over and get it, though. The computer's subspace transmitter is out.
How convenient, Kirk. We'll beam over, but no tricks. My sensors read that only your shields have power. Lower them now.
We'll comply. Kirk out.
Now, there is another glitch that if we lower the shields, they could beam over instantly and kill us all. So I'm hoping that doesn't glitch too, so...
I can divert power to...
Weapons.
Power allocated to weapon systems, Captain.
Sensors indicate that the Elasi ship has lowered its shields. I suggest we prepare your surprise scene, Captain. They will beam over any moment.
Fire! Fire! Yay! We did it!
Kirk, I should have known you'd try something underhanded like this. Weapons Master, fire all weapons on the Republic!
We can't, Captain. All weapon systems offline. Captain, the Enterprise is coming on high-speed approach.
Activate cloaking device, Kirk, until we meet again.
Not too soon, I hope.
Watch yourself, Captain. It may be sooner than you realize.
Well timed, Mr. Scott.
Are you safe, sir?
We're fine, Lieutenant.
Sir, we picked up another ship nearby, and we came as fast as we could. It appeared to cloak. Were you attacked by Romulans?
No, Ensign. It looks like the Elasi have been doing some business with him. Scotty, beam us back. We need to find that ship that attacked the Republic.
Aye, Captain.
Well, that's this part of the mission done. Now we just have to do the, Now we just have to chase down whoever attacked the Republic.
Captain's log, stardate 6089.6. We are in pursuit of the starship that destroyed the Republic. Its trail is leading us to the planet Bardane, a member of the Federation whose motives have not always matched the high ideals of other Federation cultures.
Captain, I did not expect to hear you judge an entire culture. I understand the Republic.
I had bad experiences with the Bardane long ago, Mr. Spock.
Fascinating. Captain, I am reading a Constitution-class starship heading for Bardane at warp factor 5.
Captain, its transponder codes match ours.
Sensors indicate it is an exact duplicate of the Enterprise, including hull markings.
Open hailing frequencies.
Well, that explains why they thought they were attacked by the Enterprise.
Increased warp factor 8. Send a message to Starfleet. Open hailing frequencies. Increased warp factor 8. Send a message to Starfleet.
Yeah, that.
Captain, that ship, whoever it is slowing to warp 3 and plotting an intercept course toward us.
Captain, we're being hailed by the enemy ship.
Captain Kirk, this is the Enterprise 2. I am Dr. Ayaz Burdell of the Verdane Defense Force. You do remember me, don't you, Captain?
I remember you. 10 years ago, when I was on the Farragut, we exposed your unethical practices to the Bardane Council.
The old Verdane Council. Politics is such a fickle business. The new one is much less concerned with trivial concerns. I remember your part in my disgrace, which is why when we began to construct our own Constitution-class ships, I insisted that we have our own Enterprise.
How did you manage to build a Constitution-class ship? You have 10 seconds to lower your shields and power down your weapons, or we will fire.
I don't think that's going to work if they're evenly matched.
You won't get away with this. The Bardane can't honestly expect to take on the entire Federation.
That's a fair point.
How did you manage to build a...
I like that one.
If your Republic was any indication, your fleet will be good for nothing except target practice. Weapons Master Breen, lock phasers on target.
Arming weapons.
Raising shields.
All right, here we go. You know, I always wondered if, those captain's logs were done in such a way that, like, it was a soliloquy, so no one else heard it, but Spock just kind of sort of proved that, you know, they can hear it.
There are several Elasi ships closing rapidly along with our twin. It seems Bridell has called up reinforcements.
Son of a bitch. Ah, great. I don't need target analysis. I just need shields. Now we're just getting hit. Somebody's hitting us hard on our right side. We're just getting lit up everywhere. We are in shed loads of trouble. All of our...
Shields are falling! Our weapons are offline! Our weapons are offline!
Oh good, so we've just gotten blown up. Great. Just great.
Enterprise has been destroyed.
Well, since we're doing this again, we may as well open hailing frequencies. What happens?
Captain Kirk, this is the Enterprise.
Basically, it's the same thing as what happened before. All right, let's just skip to the fight.
I remember you.
The old...
How did you manage to build a Constitution class?
Actually, let's before we skip to the fight, let's just actually ask this question first.
Our intelligence network is better than yours, Captain. How else does one gather secret information?
You are a member of the Federation. You have signed Federation treaties.
And we shall break them. The Federation's interference in our internal affairs is intolerable.
You must have been building that ship long before the Turgan crisis.
Captain, all wars require justification. They aren't supposed to be fun. You have your justification and I have mine. Don't take diplomacy so seriously. However, Captain, I do intend to enjoy myself. I do intend to enjoy seeing Lieutenant Kirk's ship go up in flames. I shall laugh at the sight.
We'll see who gets the last laugh, Bridell. I'm sure you would. You're a fool, Bridell. You can't defeat a trained Federation crew unless you ambush them.
Well, we learned from the last attempt at this. This is true.
I have noted that the Federation enjoys talking, Captain. You may talk yourself to your grave. Prepare to be destroyed.
Arming weapons.
Raising shields.
Hi, Mr. Kyle. Don't you feel like you're stuck in a time warp? Well, on take 3, we may as well use this one.
Power down your weapons, or we will fire.
Well, of course I'll turn off my shields and power down my weapons. And while I'm at it, I'll make you king of my planet and rename my firstborn son after you. How stupid do you think I am, Kirk? Weapons Master Breen, lock phasers on target.
Arming weapons.
Raising shields.
We've got no... Yeah.
One eternity later.
Arming weapons.
And here we are for attempt number 18, 1 day and 18 attempts later, after we started. We finally figured out how the hell to beat the fake Enterprise, the Enterprise 2. What you gotta do is basically beat it up before his backup shows up. And this is why it was wrecking me so quickly before. Not just the backups that they brought, the reinforcements, but because it has these special torpedoes that just kind of destroy all your shields. But if you just kind of go toe-to-toe with it, you can eventually take it down and then run for your life. After some repairs and 2 more attempts, finally start to pick off the 2 Elasi helpers, who did pick me off on attempts 18 and 19. And here we go, we're just going to lay into it until we disable it and then blow it the hell up.
I don't know how long she can take it, Captain.
I also figured out the purpose of emergency power. It was for a quick energy boost to your engines, and here is the last one. The last of the 3 ships. Just peppering it with phaser shots, and then...
That's the last of them, Captain.
Well, that's over.
Duplicate Enterprise indeed. That alien contraption was no match for the real thing.
What if the Vardain have more Constitution-class vessels?
The Federation will blockade Vardain until they agree to destroy their weapons facilities and all non-authorized ships.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the destruction of the USS Republic and evaluate your performance at 90%. You and your crew received 3 commendation points. The top brass at Starfleet are impressed. Outstanding work, Jim. We have reviewed your overall performance for this year at 64%, Enterprise. A competent performance, Captain. You have met Starfleet standards that we expect out of a starship captain. Good luck on future missions.
Well, that was a rather underwhelming evaluation.
It was a logical appraisal, Captain. We did make numerous mistakes.
That's what being human is about, Spock. We aren't machines. We're imperfect and proud of it.
I had noticed that, Doctor, from a cursory glance at your history. Indeed, given the number of errors that humanity has made.
The challenge, Mr. Spock, is to learn from your mistakes and make yourself a better person. It's something we can do on our next mission.
Want to bet?
Warp Factor 2 to our next destination, Mr. Sulu.
Oh, McCoy and Spock constantly bickering and disagreeing, even if it is indirectly like that. And that is the end of Star Trek 25th Anniversary. This being the enhanced CD-ROM version of the game, except for one enhanced CD-ROM edition right now.
Very few people have the ability to fire up our imaginations and make us think about the human condition. Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, was one of those people. He took us where no man has gone before and beyond. He created a starship, its crew, and an entire universe and brought them to life for millions of people. Without Gene, there would have been no Star Trek computer game or a Star Trek television series. Gene Roddenberry, born 1921, died 1991. We honor your memory.
And before I do my final review of the game, this is our report card. Yes, I did a report card for all my mission scores. So the reason why I ended up with 64% is because I scored 64% of commendation points. I don't understand the mission-by-mission scoring by any stretch, but as you can see, like 85% is the cutoff between 2 and 3 commendation points. I don't quite agree with how many commendation points I got for Feather Serpent and that old Devil Moon, which helped drag down my average. Because you see, my mission-by-mission score, I scored an average of 87%. So I disagree with the Admiral's 64% evaluation. I did a damn fine job. Thank you very much, 87%. But that's not what I was going to do when I was going to do a review of the game. As I want to do when we wrap up these games, I'm going to give a quick review. And you know what? It was a good game. It had its moments of like early 90s adventure game, grab a bunch of shit, stick it together, and see what sticks. And that last mission was buggy and difficult as all get out, when you have to go to the GOG support page to finish the last mission, to figure out how the hell you're supposed to beat Vengeance so it doesn't glitch out. Well, you've kind of made some oversights in the design of that mission, but it is a 25-year-old game that they were trying to, like, rush out because nobody liked the original floppy disk version of that mission. I will say that on the whole, the writing was spectacular. They did a great job of writing the characters for this game. Even if, you know, like, Sulu and Chekhov were afterthoughts, Scotty to an extent was an afterthought, Uhura got more lines than those other 3. Obviously, the game was built around the relationship between, well, Spock and McCoy, really. I mean, yeah, Jim was there and all, but I mean, this was really a game more about Spock and McCoy interacting than anything else. Kirk did the mission, Spock and McCoy did the rest of the stuff. So, I mean, they got those characters spot on, and I think that carried the game. There was a good Star Trek feel to a lot of the missions. I liked as we got later on in the game, it kind of dialed back on the number of space battles. You don't need space battles in every episode of Star Trek, so that was nice that they kind of dialed back on it. We had them in Hijacked and Love's Labor Jeopardized, and then kind of dialed it back a little bit from there. But they all missions had more or less a Star Trek feel to them. Maybe not the Elasi missions, Hijack and Vengeance. Those were a little more gamey and a little off Star Trek TV series. But apart from that, I thought this did a great job of capturing the feel of Star Trek and the characters. You know, some of the acting was a bit hit or miss, but it was a fun game. Not as good as Secret of Monkey Island. Better than The Seventh Guest. If I'm looking at the adventure games we played, this would definitely be in the upper half of games I've played on the channel so far. maybe 5th best after Grand Prix 2. So you'd have Doom, Monkey Island, Final Fantasy IX, Grand Prix 2, then Star Trek 25th. So I don't expect it to stay in the number 5 spot of games I've played so far for very long, because I would expect it to get bumped out. Hey, maybe even by the next game that I play, but that's not for a couple weeks. Next week, it's going to be Grand Prix 2 week, and then the week after that, I start a new game on the channel. So if you are around for the end of this video, do be sure to come back for that one. I'd like you to hit that subscribe button very much, so you do come back for that next game. But like I said, that's not for 2 weeks. So until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on Air, and that is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And don't forget to check out more Star Trek 25th Anniversary. The playlist is on the screen and in the description down below. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and live long and prosper.